A small cluster of cabins that will serve as a temporary home for young mothers is now under construction in eastern San Diego County. The little village someday could actually serve as a model for other communities seeking alternatives to homeless shelters. Rolland Slade, the lead pastor at Meridian Baptist Church in El Cajon, joins us now with more. Pastor, good to talk with you tonight.
Good to talk with you, Ginger.
I'm excited to hear about this because I understand it started in 2009 with a group called Amicus. So tell me what the mission was.
Well, I saw the Amicus cabin in the newspaper and called them. And, we don't buy a car without at least kicking the tires. And so I invited them to come out to Meridian and to put up one of the cabins and see what we could do and what would happen from there. And was encouraged to try and build it, try to build the village, and discovered that there were some regulations, of course, with the city, and so we began the process of going through to do it the right way. And the city of El Cajon, the planning department, the city council, city managers, they've all been extremely helpful. And it's taken us a little while, but now we're at the point. In January, we got our building permit, and this past Saturday we had our first really major build day, and we stood up parts of 3 cabins, and we'll be working on that every other Saturday from here on out until we get it done.
We're looking at a little bit of footage from what I suspect was the weekend build. So this is an area just next to your church, and they're putting up these small cabins. Tell me about the structures themselves.
Okay, the cabins are an emergency sleeping cabin, according to Appendix O of the California Building Code. So they don't have a permanent foundation. They're 12 by 12 with a front porch, kind of like, and then it's about 96 square feet of living space inside. They will have electricity. They don't have running water or restroom facility. They'll use the ones we have at the church. But there will be, power in there for a heater, light, charge a cell phone, that kind of thing.
And the cost as far as this goes, because now the talk is that this could be the model for other cities as alternatives, because the cost is really, let's say, cost effective, I think is the only way to put it, correct?
Yeah, with COVID, the cost of building a cabin has gone up. We were probably at about $4,000 when we started the process. Now it's somewhere probably close to $7,000, but we've been really blessed that businesses have contributed and made donations of materials to really help us. So I believe we'll still come in closer to that $7,000 number rather than $4,000. But the beautiful thing is that because it's not on a permanent foundation, literally we could pick this up with a forklift, put it on a flatbed truck, and then take it to another location. When this pilot project, which it's supposed to sunset December 31st of 2023.
What captivated you when you first read this story and saw those cabins and thought, hey, this is something that could actually put a dent in this homeless crisis? Well,
Ginger, I kind of think of it like as a starfish ministry. Based on that old story that man's walking down the beach and he sees a little boy throwing starfish back into the ocean, and there's just all kinds of them, just hundreds of them. And the older man tells the little boy, that's not going to really make a difference. And the little boy picks up that one starfish and he throws it back in. He said, well, it made a difference to that one. These 6 cabins will make a difference in the lives of 6 people at the very least. But just think if we could take this example of 6 cabins in 100 locations in San Diego County. Now we have 600 cabins, and that makes a dent in the number of people living unsheltered in our county. And then what if we were to make it 1,000 houses of worship that could put up 6 cabins? Now we have 6,000. Wow. We could really multiply this, and not only just here in San Diego, but what about outside of San Diego County? So it really can make a difference, and it's affordable.
Wow, so incredible. Well, I applaud all the efforts you're doing. Before we let you go, is there any needs? Do you need some help, financial or otherwise, to get this done?
Well, we definitely could use donations, and I would encourage folks to make a donation to Amicus. That's AMIKAS. That's the agency or the nonprofit that we're working with that will own the cabins, and they pay for all the materials. And as far as our social service provider, that's going to be Home Start, who already has a contract in El Cajon to provide services for those living in homelessness. And lastly, if they want to donate to the church, we would welcome a donation and just ask them to designate it for the use in the village.
I love it. Well, Pastor Rolland, Slade, thank you so much for everything you're doing and for your time tonight. It's much appreciated.
Well, thank you for having me.
All right, you got it.